What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mel. It's your boy Mel on Mars. It's your boy Mr.Get on your nerves, whatever you want to call me. Just call me. I'm here today with. So, how do you want me to introduce you? As your real name or your YouTube name? How would you like me to introduce you? You can introduce yourself if people like.
Go ahead. You do the honors. You can jazz. Jazz is fine.
Jazz, cool. I'm here with Jazz today with the moment with Mel, and she's a YouTube creator as well, and she's just getting a channel popping. So I'm gonna put the link there in the description box. You guys be sure you go show us some love. She got some good content coming up soon. She's a thinker. She's a thought provoker like I am as well. So we actually got into it just a little bit on a post that she had, and we're gonna talk about it with you guys and think it'll be a good conversation. We'd love to get you guys in the comment section as well when you guys see this video. But she posted this lovely picture on her Facebook. I put it here. If I'm editing correctly, I just put it there as well. It says, "Dear little black girl, the world lied. You are gorgeous and your hair is too." So we new Facebook friends, so you may not know what I do. I like to poke the bear a little bit just to start a conversation, and you admitted that you like to do that as well. So I commented that the world didn't tell black girls that their mothers did. And I say that because I have an agenda on my channel. I like to admit that I'm not a mother basher, but I am a father promoter. So at times, because I believe that fathers get a bad rep. I'm just being honest. In this day and age, fathers get a horrible rep. I'm not a father myself, but I come from a home that I told my story on my channel a lot that I got a bad understanding of who my dad was my whole life. Thinking he was the bad guy, thinking that he was. Can you hear me? Oh, oh, thinking that he was the bad guy, thinking that he was doing the wrong things, and the whole time he was the one that was really holding everything down. Then once my parents are now divorced and they living their own great lives, doing great things. But when I analyzed of my life, I realized that my mom was the one that was really tormenting me in so many ways. So one way I remember, and the reason I say this because one way I remember that my mom, not so much torment, of course I'm exaggerating, but kind of put harm towards us and towards our attitude as kids. I had three sisters, and
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. Was she encouraged weave, encouraged perms. At an early age. I remember I went to my mom, my sisters, we all 4 years apart. So my baby sister couldn't have been no more than four. My sister right above her couldn't have been no more than eight. She got these huge bundles and weave in their head. And I'm like, Mama, where the barrettes at? Where the ribbons at? But I say that in my case, but that's not just my case. So what are your stance on that as far as as far as your rebuttal to what you gave me?
As far as like me growing up, my mom did the barrettes, did the twist, had the little lokes, good
Right.
wash conditioner, um, twisted up. It lasts about a good week, and then it'd be time to do it again. It
Yeah.
wasn't until I got to like maybe middle schoolish is when the perm came. No
Right.
more hot comb, no more flat, no more of the pressing. It was the perm. And so
Right.
I remember my first perm, like it literally cut off all my hair. Like my hair just became damaged.
Oh,
And so from there, it was always either cutting or what would I say cutting. Then it went to dyeing. Then it got to the point I was doing my own hair. Then my grandma was like, "No, I'm tired of her hair looking like this." So my grandma would take me to the beauty shop every 2 weeks, and but it was still the perm. It came back healthy, but it wasn't as healthy as it should have been. So for so long, it was me just either cutting or dyeing or ponytails or because at this point, once you put the perm in, that's it. Once
it's
that
over.
chemical comes in, that is it. Um,
Yeah.
I have been natural for I've been natural for over 2 years now. I went natural in
Oh,
2017. Um, I actually went natural before, but I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this, and I ended up dyeing it. So in the process of me dyeing it, I went like blonde,
Wow.
extravagant blonde, and so it started cutting off my hair once again, and I'm like, oh man, my hair, you know. So I
Right.
cut it all off again, and that time I was like, you know what, let me just let it go. And so I ended up permanent, but then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the big chop. At the time, my best friend, she had cut her hair off, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna start all over. She's like, are you? I was like, yeah. So I cut it, did the big chop, and like literally had a fade like yours. Um, uh, was it end of July of 2017, and I've been natural ever since.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but I have dyed it. I kind of hate that I dyed it, but it's not like my hair doesn't take like it should when it comes to dye because it's
Right.
so coarse and so thick. So I'm like, once this is gone, that's it. I don't really have no intentions on dyeing it no more.
Right.
But I do want to press it out just to see what it looks like, just to see the
Yeah.
length of it because I have not seen the length of my hair. When I
Right.
pull it, the shrinkage is ridiculous. Like literally, when they say the 4C texture is a 70% or more shrinkage, like
Right.
you think my hair is short, but it's nowhere near short. So
Yeah. No doubt.
yeah, I do not at this point in life, and especially being an adult, I do not promote the perms. I wouldn't promote the perms anymore. Dyeing, really doesn't. It's not as harsh as the perms are. Everybody wants a color or something different, to kind of bring out their
Change
look.
it up.
But right,
That's that's the thing we get. That's what our women say. I wear weave because I want to change it up. I perm my hair because I want to change it up, which I understand. I don't. Now I talk about natural hair a lot on my channel, but it's never to tell a woman how to be beautiful.
right,
It just my thing is we have so many people telling us what is beautiful, and that
right.
this is the standard of beauty, and not realizing that you are beautiful just the way you are. Just like you say with 4C, that's supposed to be the nappiest or the worst,
Eh,
but it's beautiful.
right,
It's just
right.
this is beautiful. And we in Black History Month, we have one of the ladies that always is celebrated, Susan B. Anthony. That's why I was just
Yes,
researching,
yes, yes.
but she celebrated because she's one of her millionaires. But how did she get that million? By the perm. That's one of them at least, or one of her inventions at least.
Right.
And we celebrate that. And that's an amazing thing that she, got her wealth and everything. But what does that do to our women? And like you say, your grandma, and I know my grandma, I've never seen any of my grandmas without their hair pressed, and or without a perm. I've never seen it, coarse or in the natural state, you
Hmm.
know, and that's been passed down, and it's amazing that our generation is starting to,
Bring it
embrace
back.
bring it back. Because of course, Afro's had his day and
Right.
everything, but it's amazing that we are starting to bring that back. But so when you going back to the post though, when you say the world lied, who are you referring to when you see
Yeah.
that post?
When I say the world lied, I say it in so many different ways because you have to think about it. You have people in society that look at beauty in so many different ways.
Right,
And so we don't really know, how can I put it? We don't really get the fundamental part of where the truth comes from when it comes to our naturalness. So it could be a man tell you, well, I don't like your hair like that. You need to tame it. It's too nappy. Or it could be a teacher at school complaining about a kid's hair being, nappy and, calling them different. Because I've seen it for myself. A teacher treat a child different because of their hair.
right,
It could be society because think about it now. When you look at society, everybody wants these bundles. Everybody wants a sew in. Everybody wants to. I personally am not going to spend no bill money on no wig or no bundles. I'm not. I mean,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. I have worn them and I don't
yeah.
mind them. But at the end of the day, I'm not spending over $100. If the bundles is more than like, look, this is close to human as we gonna get. But as far as spending three, four, five, $600 on a wig, yeah, it may last, but at the end of the day, that's not who I am.
Right,
But then you have society nowadays that everything that's artificial is okay. That is what a lot of men nowadays are attracted to because that's what they see on the big screen, and that's what makes these girls beautiful. So now you want to be looking like her, you want to look like this, or you know, like I always promoted wearing my own hair, whether it was perm. I never was really like, I literally did not put my first set of tracks in my hair till I was like 19 years old.
Hmm.
That was the first time I put tracks in my hair. But I always wore my own hair. Now braids, I wear braids all day long. I look, when it comes to braids, I wear braids all day long. But as
With
far
that,
as the weave and the, you know, the tracks and the sew-ins and the glue and all that, I'm like, I'm not putting this in my hair, you know. So my first set of tracks was literally when I was 19. But I just, you know, for me, I've always been okay with being my own hair. Whether it's permed or not, I'll curl it, I'll put it up, you know, whatever. But I was never really just big on tracks. And I can still count on one hand how many times I've worn weave as far as bundles, but it's
wow.
been the same ones. It's not been me buying different ones. It's been the same ones that I done reused. You
Exactly.
know, just being honest, you know, like I'm not gonna
Right.
keep going to spend this money. If I spend $75 on them, I'm gonna get what I want out of these, you know. So I done cut them. I don't, you know, wore them long.
Yeah.
I done cut them, reuse them, wash them, condition them. But like I said, it's still I just the world has told us that it's okay to be a certain way instead of embracing who we are. You know, everybody has this image of what you should look like. You
Right.
know, and so our young girls, especially in this new generation coming up, everything is artificial
Mm.
from the breast to the ass to the, you know, everything is artificial.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
is real anymore, you know. And so I give a big salute to the women who are embracing their realness, who they are, the naturalness, you know, because it's real. At the end of the day, God said, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, you know,
Right.
and He made us in His image. So
Right.
why am I to decrease what He gave me, you know, to cover it up with something that's artificial? Um, so yeah, I that's why I say, you know, the world lied to us because they're trying to make it like it's okay to be this way. This is what they promote, and at the end of the day, why not promote the naturalness? Why is it promoting the artificial?
I'm with you, and I want to push back just a little bit, of course, but I'm with you on that. But you know, because the world, this is why I look at it. The world is always going to be the world. It's supposed to
Right,
do what it's supposed to do. You know,
right.
like you quoting the Bible. The Bible also says we're in the world, but not of it.
This
So,
world, right?
who is who are kids' first teachers? That's basically what I want to say. You know, who are kids are really, no matter what they receive outside the world, who are kids' first teachers? No matter,
Parents.
exactly. You can have an amazing example outside of the house, and then you get home and you see mama put on this wig, mama
Right.
put on this weave. You know, like you can be, you know, and we got a lot of examples nowadays. Majority of young girls are still doing the barrettes, you know, up until a certain age
Not
and
too
growing their
many.
hair. Yeah. But how can she understand that my hair is what's beautiful if what mama is wearing is the long yaki? You know, how can she understand what I'm doing is what really is amazing if what mama doing looks way different than what I have? I think you froze up, dude. Oh, you there? Oh,
Am
could
I
you hear me?
back?
Yeah, you back.
Uh, for me, like my mom always wore her natural hair, like always.
Uh,
Whether it was perm or not, you know, she always had her natural hair. She just now got into wearing braids and stuff, and sometimes like, mom, you don't even look right, you know, like she just, you
yeah,
know, because my mom was always the type to cut her hair. She'd have a fade, she'd dye it, but it was
uh,
always still her natural hair, you know. So for her, um, I applaud my mom. Like I said, she just now get into wearing like the crochets and the braids, and she even put some tracks in a couple times. And I told her, mom, take it out. You know, I always play with my mom because I say she's got white girl hair because her hair is nowhere near the texture of mine. She's like a four B, 4A. You know, like she can put grease and water, slick it back, and she's good. You know,
right.
and I'm like, well, why you give me this? But our parents are our first teachers. You know, and it is hard because it's like I said, this new generation, how they look at it is this is how it's supposed to be. So a lot of these young girls don't know to embrace their naturalness. You know, it's just now the culture is just now coming about and saying embrace who you are. You know, but yes, it does. It starts in the home. You know, my dad was always the type of guy. Uh, I'm his jewel. You know, you can't take that away. You know, so it didn't matter how we came. I remember one time my dad even tried to put my hair in a ponytail for me. You know, like props to dad because
Yeah.
he's got all girls, but at the end of the day he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. You know, but he tried. You know, and so
Yeah.
I salute the dads also that I've seen like pictures of doing their daughter's hair and trying because it is important. You know,
Yeah.
it starts within the household. It starts at home, and I could do is send out a prayer for these mothers who are in this generation who feel like it's okay to fit in with the generation. You know, I personally promote be yourself, be who
Yeah.
you are. You know, and a lot of it with women is insecurity as well,
Yeah.
self esteem, you know. So at the end of the day, I got a daughter, so let me make sure she's this way, you know, and so forth. But thank God I don't have daughters; I have boys. But at the end of the day, it does. You are absolutely right. It does start at home, and sometimes you don't look at it that far. People don't look at it that far, but it is. It starts at home. It starts with the embracing of the child you've birthed and how you speak life into them and not only speaking life, speaking life. It is very important to speak life to your child because they are in a world and a society today that does not care, and will rip you to sheds. You
So
know,
true.
these kids nowadays, I don't know where these kids have come from. You know, back in our days when we was kids, we certain things didn't come out of our mouth because we knew better.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
nowadays these kids are so ruthless and talk out of the side of their neck. Like I be wanting to take a belt. Whose child are you? You know, like,
You better
but
not do
it
that.
does. You're absolutely right.
And then all of a sudden a parent come want to be a super parent then. I got it.
Right.
I got it.
Right.
Hold on. You didn't
Right.
have it 5 minutes ago. Hold
Right,
on.
right. You know,
Yeah.
but it also revolves around respect. You
Yeah.
know, and the reason why I said it because you have a lot of moms that grow up in this generation. They don't respect themselves. You know,
Mhm.
and they don't respect themselves because they're not receiving the respect neither. You know, so that comes into a lot of accountability. And then, like I said, there are a lot of single parent homes. You know, and as far as dads, I am all for you with promoting dads because that is something that is big. I am a single mother, but I really do wish that my kid's dad took the time out to actually take and look at the seeds that he created. And it everything happens for a reason. Only God is in control of certain things that we can't control. But I big ups to promoting the dads because I am always for a dad that is on his P's and Q's and handling his business with his kids because that is important.
Absolutely. And I'll be, I don't know the specific situation. We ain't got to get into it, but I would definitely be praying with you on that because that his heart will change and make a difference because that's definitely important. And I mean, we talk about mentors and surrogate fathers and things like that, but it's just something about having that true connection with your earthly father. So
Right.
I definitely be
Right.
praying. He's definitely missing out. That's sad that he's whatever's going on. I just pray his heart change.
Yeah.
But and I did, and you mentioned your father. It's amazing, because most fathers do, you know, love their daughters, especially when it comes to their natural state. They want them to know you beautiful just the way you are. You perfect just the way you are. And I've already said what I felt. What a lot of mothers do, but it sounds like you had one that didn't do that, which is amazing.
Well,
But
my mom, she was a type. She would never really just badger my dad. Like even though they weren't together, even though they had their odds, even though my dad didn't, do what he should have did in her eyes.
right,
She never really talked down about our dad to us.
good,
She
good,
left that for us to see for ourselves. And as time has grown, I've always been a daddy's girl. So it was like, even the distance at the time when my dad did have our distance, my dad is still my dad. Like, my parents grew up on this model, you keep it real with me, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
yeah,
And in some cases, of course, they ain't always keep it real, but at the same time, they still kept it real enough with me to be open and transparent with me, and that's how I am with my boys. I don't so much badger their dad, but I am
yeah,
truthful. with my
Yeah.
kids. Some things we want to shield, some things we want to hide, some things we want to keep confined. But long as it's not stepping out of place in me speaking on certain things, I don't talk down on their dad. I just tell them, I tell my kids a lot, don't fault me for what your dad doesn't do. Because
Right.
I notice with having young boys, they're different than girls. We are still loving and affectionate. Boys will put up this whole wall and be rebellious, and I've seen the different changes, not so much with my youngest, but my oldest, because he kind of had that moment to be able to embrace his dad the first couple of years of his life. So he holds on to those memories, but at the same time, he's growing and learning that, he's not, that guy. And I
Right.
don't try to replace nobody with them, or, it's always me, with me and my boys, it's three of us,
Right.
however it goes, whether a man does come along and do right, or whether it's the adopted uncles that come in to help, either way it's still the three of us. Mom
Yeah.
got your back at the end of the day, but it is important for the dads to be around, because we have young males that are growing up in a generation that are lost. Um, so yeah, that is one thing that I give you big ups to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Got a call. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, I do. I am all for dads that handle their business. Like, it does my heart good, And my prayer is always that my kid's dad finally gets to a point to where he chooses to embrace his sons, regardless to. But it's not so much me. It's more so of a because I can't have you type of deal, to where
I
it
got you.
neglected from my kids. And I hate that it had to go that way. But,
Right.
life is life. We have to grow and get older and gain wisdom. And,
Right.
one thing about me is I'm going to always trust in God. Ain't no man going to
Yep.
move me from my faith in God. So,
No doubt.
my prayer is just that God continues to cover their father while he is incarcerated, and while he's going through his changes, that, when he does become a free man, that he does step up to the plate for his son.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And if he's incarcerated, it's a good place for him to do a lot of thinking and come to Jesus and yeah, and
Right. Right.
come to a realization of what he needs to do when he get out. Because
Yes. Yeah.
but man, I was in there for 2 days and I want to change my whole life. Come on, Lord, Lord, whatever I need to do, Lord. Well, yeah. So now that we on that kind of topic, I know you've seen the video that's going viral right now. This lady cutting her daughter's hair out.
No, I
Her
haven't seen it.
Oh my god, you got what? I'm gonna put in this video, but
Let us find out you the one fucked that baby head up and blaming it on somebody else. Boy, you saw a picture. I ain't gonna lie, it was cute. I ain't say it was ugly. It was braided real cute. It just was tight as hell, and I ain't doing it. Number one reason, I'm real petty batty. I didn't do it, and I ain't tell him to let nobody do it. So the second number one reason is that was showing them made me cut it out. I love to see that it was too tight. It was too tight. It was too tight. My baby hair had her skin, meat was puffing up between the braids and everything. It was pretty, but it was too tight. And I don't even braid her hair that tight. Who was fighting at work? I told you, stop playing. This motherfucker cut my baby hair out of here. Look at that shit. That shit sad. Hurt my baby feelings. Not way. Cause you don't hurt the dad. You hurt her feelings. You hurt my baby. My baby sat there for 2 hours. I do my own girl hair. My baby sat there for 2 hours.
you gotta go watch. I'll send it to you as well. But basically, the baby dad went. He had his kid, his son and his daughter. Went to get the son haircut and got the daughter's hair braided. The video starts, all you see is the mother just cutting out I guess the extensions of the braids out of the daughter hair. The daughter just crying her eyes out. The baby dad is the one recording, saying, just look at her just cutting my baby hair out, cutting my baby hair out, taking it out on me. I'm taking it out on her daughter, what I did. And the mom was saying, and she actually came out with another video saying she did it because, first off, her main reason for doing it is he didn't ask her to do it. I mean, he didn't ask to have somebody else do it, and she wanted to do it. And secondly, because the braid's too tight. Now, I ain't no braids expert, but I have seen tight braids in my life. The braids
Right.
didn't look that tight, you know. And if it was, you can take them down. You have to cut them out the girl hair like that,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So, and honestly, the braids it wasn't that long. It was like braided to the scalp and a little bit was hanging off. So I don't know if that was her actual hair or not. You know, you
No,
can
it
tell
could have been a lot of her own hair, and they just add extensions to put some length to it.
exactly. So it's going viral and everybody trying to help the dad get custody of the babies. But that's what I'm saying, and I'm actually commenting on one of the videos somebody posted. I said, honestly, why y'all so in shock? This goes on every day. Just like we talk about the police brutality videos, now we see it. I mean, it's been going on forever, but now we see it because we got these videos. This is just a brave dad that just decided to go ahead and record it. You know, everybody ain't got a great mom like you and like your mom and like other moms out there that doing it well and you know what I'm saying, raising their kids effectively. There's some
Right.
horrible moms out there. Like I do a lot talk to a lot of people that have been through stuff just like that. And how traumatizing is that for two toddlers to see
Right.
they just had a wonderful day with their dad and him getting their hair done, spending amazing time with them, come home to a toxic mother like that. You know,
Well,
them,
that's
go ahead.
bitterness. The way I look at that, that's bitterness. One, I
Absolutely.
look at that as being bitter. I also look at that as probably a jealousy phase because she probably thought that he took her to another woman, probably somebody she thought he was messing with, and now she's feeling some type of way. Um, and you to be honest, you have to pray for moms like that because there are a lot of women out there like that,
Exactly.
who really can't accept the fact that the man that they had kids with is actually a better fit parent than they are.
Uh,
um, and it goes back to, like I said, self esteem. It goes back to your character, who you are. And it may even be some generational things in there from when she was a child. It could stream from so many different roots. But the problem is, like I said, in the most cases, that's to me sounds like bitterness
mm,
and jealousy, because
so
his
true.
dad is handling his business with his kids.
Yes.
And because you don't have a hand in this or a say so in this, now you want to take it out on the kid. And there's a lot of moms who take out their frustrations on their children because of the dad. You know, I'm I unfortunately was not one of those moms. I didn't take, I probably could have at certain times in frustrating moments, but I did the best that I could not to take my frustrations out on my kids because of their dad.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of women that do that because, like I said, lack of self esteem, mad because she can't have the man, or mad because things didn't go the way that she wanted it to. Um,
Right.
I have learned a lot growing up and going through that you can't control a man. A man is going to be a man. And we as women feel like we can put our foot down sometimes, and that's not the case. A
Right.
man is still the head, and he is still the dominant one. And us as women, we may grow up, having to be more independent and more dependent on ourselves. So then that puts us in a certain state of mind when we do get with a man that, well, I can do this by myself.
Mm,
I personally was one of them women. I could do this by myself, but
right.
I'm learning as I continue to grow in Christ that, I do want that person to be able to be there for me and oversee me and be the head of the household. Like, it's okay to want that. It is not a
Yeah.
problem to it's not, sometimes that I'm independent phase will keep you lonely,
Yeah.
you know, and it will block a lot of your blessings. And so,
You saying it? You saying
so
it?
with women, we have to literally get back to that place of being humble, and because we live in the world that we live in, and they make it like, I know a lot of men who feel like, well, a woman needs to stay in her place, but it also comes with a man stepping up too.
That's right.
It goes both ways. It's not just a one way street. We desire just as much as y'all desire. So it is a meet me somewhere in the middle, somewhere. And that's basically where I feel like it needs to get back to. But going back to the little girl, it's sad that she has to. Both of the kids have to suffer from their mother and her lack of security, because of what she does and does not like, and I personally am an advocate for mothers who are going through those type of things too. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to get counseling. It's okay to be in a position to where you open yourself up, because you will hurt your child as you continue to grow. um, you'll hinder them,
So
to
true.
where they get older, now they disrespect you. And that's one thing I've always, tried to do the best that I could as being a mother, because being a parent doesn't come with a book. It is
Yeah,
just, it's a teaching on its own. But I've always asked God, don't let my kids rebel against me or look at me as, trying to hold them back from anything, but let them know that, love conquers all, and you can
right,
get through a lot of things through loving than hindering, but it
right.
starts somewhere. And I take it back. We don't have those big mamas no more. We don't have those aunties no more that,
Big Mama
would teach,
42.
right, that would teach those fundamentals and being a young lady. I personally grew up with my grandparents, my great aunts, great uncles, so I was able to be nurtured in that area of love. And like I said, nowadays there's a lot of lack of love in our society, and so that's where everybody fills those voids with material things or with this or with that, and not to cover up these true scars. Let them out, so that you can heal from them, because the only way
That's
you can
right.
heal is if you let it go. So a lot of these moms, I pray for a lot of the women that are having kids, and then all that constantly having kids and constantly sleeping around, because baby, you're not doing nothing but hurting yourself. You got
So
to heal before you can open back up, and a lot of women, it's just a back to back to back thing, and I can do this on my own, and I'm good. But I believe in spirits. When you constantly gap your legs and you constantly having babies, you allowing these spirits to come into you that are constantly tearing at you and tormenting you from even being the woman that you need to be for the children that you do have.
that's right.
So yeah, I personally believe that was her just being bitter.
I agree, and but this is what I have to say to that. I don't think it ever will change, and this is why. I don't
I
think not
agree.
only her, I think our community will progressively get worse. But we're the only community that refuse to call out bull crap. We the only community. Anytime that you call out somebody doing something wrong, eventually somebody say, "Well, stop bashing her. Stop doing." We the only community that don't call a spade a spade. Well, how many times you see white kids calling out their mama? F you, mom. Because the mom is drunk and she's doing bad stuff all the time. We the only community that no matter what our people do, we still call them a queen. Where white people got white trash. Every community talk bad about the people who do no good. But we don't people that elevate people even if they do something wrong, if they don't even deserve it. Just like especially mothers. We elevate women just for having baby back to back. They're not even a good mother. When the Bible, we do that because the Bible say honor your father and mother. But it's nobody got a hard time bashing the daddy. It's a father and mother. How come mother get high, held in such a high esteem, don't get talked down about, but fathers
Well,
get trash
that's
for
because
missing one?
she but that's because she, in so many eyes, society look at it as because she carried the baby. She went through
Okay,
labor with the baby. She
okay,
had to endure more pain than what the dad did. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not
right,
saying it's wrong. But at the same time, truth is the truth. And
exactly,
one thing about me, you know, I am one of those people. I will receive the truth because I'm always open to constructive criticism. Like
right,
some people can't handle constructive criticism. I take that and I apply it to myself and figure out where can I do better. You know,
right,
but that also comes in with being cultured around people who are loving, people whose mind is focused on God. And I put it, there's a lot of people out here nowadays. Oh, God, that's how you believe in how you had. Look, I don't care how you feel. I don't care. One thing I know, the Lord is real. And as
yeah,
long as he is real, he going to continue to give that guidance and that wisdom to allow you to know what love is. Because like I said, love conquers all. God is love, whether people want to look at it the right way or not. But one thing about it, God God teaches us when we're in the wrong, he going to correct us,
that's right,
And so our generation is so gun ho on looking at things in a different perspective, that they don't take the time out to look at, we are the majority. If
Yep.
we get right, we will be right. But
That's
you're so intimidated with your own race trying to help you become a better person, that's why we're constantly at each other's throat,
yep.
especially women. I am a big encourager. I go to the gas station, I'll be out, handling my business. I see a beautiful woman. Oh, you are beautiful. You are gorgeous,
Yep.
catch them off guard. But it's the
Right.
truth. We are to encourage one another. We are to uplift one another. We are
Yep.
the majority. We are spiritual people. And a lot of, that's where the enemy is able to come in and steal, kill, and destroy our culture, because at the end of the day, it's so much of an intimidation. Why can't this person make it just like this person? And I'm saying even all of us as an equal, whites, blacks, Asians, Latinos, all
Yep.
of us as an equal. um, but even our community, our culture, the most, we fight at each other the most.
Yep.
And I do believe that the system has also tried to orchestrate it that way for us to be against each other,
100%.
because of us being a majority. And of course whites know that they can't override, but it's still, we got to be equal either way it goes. um but yeah, I mean,
It's
it,
hard,
it's
like I'm saying, it's hard to get to the ultimate battle, which is a system when we can't get past each other.
right.
Fighting each other battles. So, and that's the thing. It's like if I don't know. Like people ask all the time, is there a true answer to the black community getting operating effectively? We can fight little small battles here and there, but ultimately, I don't know. I can't
love
do
love conquers
it.
all. And
Okay.
that's a kingdom mindset, love. But you know what,
Yeah.
so many people want to be segregated. It's so sad how you see, it's so funny, because I see so many people, and I know people who are against God, and the white Jesus and all this other type of stuff, but at the end of the day, we are a spiritual people, however you look at it.
Yeah.
It is still a spiritual way. It ain't no difference than, well, I meditate and I go and out the earth. And what you think your meditation is? What you think that when you go vegan, or when you go to this naturalness, what you think that came from? That's God. Why are you saying looking crazy? But at the end of the day, they don't want to look at it like that. They want to look at it as this man, when at the end of
Right.
the day, that, I mean, he came in for us to show an example of a people, but
Yep.
God is spirit all day long. So when you look at the food you eat, or you look at when you go meditate, or you look at when you go do yoga, or you go look at when you go take yourself to that place, who you think you give yourself to?
Right.
you know and so it everything is based around a spiritualness, and that's what our community fails to realize. Like, y'all want to so much bash this, but
Hmm.
we are a spiritual people.
We
It
are.
just is what it is.
We are, and we spiritual and we emotional. And
Exactly.
so I was just
Emotional because we knew we were slaves. So
yep,
now, like, either way it goes. But think about it, you go back to these songs that these slaves were singing. You go back to the things, we made it for a reason.
yep,
It wasn't for no reason that we didn't make it. So be
yep,
grateful that you are here. Be grateful that you are able to lead by an example and embrace it. But that's the problem. You feel like there's a fear if you let go and let God. You feel like now, of course, it comes with some things.
no
But at
doubt.
the end of the day, letting go and letting God take control of the situation, you put yourself in better hands. But so many
True.
people live in fear, and God didn't give us a spirit of fear. But because everybody is operating in that fearful mindset, that is why there's so much evilness. There's so much chaos. There's so much torment. Um, and it's sad, but it's the truth. And I could say, I have I've always known who God was since I was a kid. But as I've gotten older and as I've grown my relationship with God, I have truly been able to see who He truly is. And at the end of the day, you gotta give Him His props. You
Right,
have to give God His props, because He can turn things around when nobody else can. And a lot of people in our society don't see it that way. You
hmm
aren't doing what you're doing on your own, whether
right,
you want to believe it or not. It is by God's grace and His grace alone that you are still walking daily, that you are still
Right.
operating daily. Even for those that aren't believers, you may not be a believer, but whether you believe it or not, it's still somebody that's covering you.
That's so true. Yeah, I
So
definitely
yeah,
like. I agree with you 100%. I like to say that he put us in a position at times where when we get out of it, we realize it only was God. Ain't nothing I can do with it.
I'm a living witness. I'm a living
Yeah.
witness when I say over the weekend a bullet literally went through my window and
Wow.
almost hit my baby in the head when I say it was nobody but the grace of God. Like
Oh,
it was literally inches away from my son, not even an inch away from my son's head. That but to just know the enemy tries to come in so many ways.
yeah.
And people take for granted, oh, I made it through this, but that's because no, it's because of God that you made
Right.
it through this.
Right.
But it's just like I hate that our culture, our society look at things as self oriented. That's the hurtful part.
No
I
doubt.
did this on my own. Don't get me wrong. You had the ability, but God gave you the strength.
Right.
But so many people just don't want to look at that way because they're so caught up in that form of Jesus. Well, you can be caught up in that, and that's when you lose your blessing.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. And man, it's amazing. We could talk about that a whole another hour if we want to. But I did want to
Exactly.
go go back to one thing that you said about when we're going talk about going back to the original topic with the natural hair. You said men are not attracted, or men are attracted to more so the with the straight hair or the weave and things like that. I would have to challenge that a little bit because I think we at times gravitate to what we've seen and what we're accustomed
Right.
to, you know.
Right.
And so, and I'm gonna be real with you. When I see a woman with weave in their hair, I think that's an easy route to sex. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't know what it is. It may be because it's what I grew up seeing, or I just feel like she maybe not able to. She don't respect herself a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we see a woman in natural hair, you kind of be more so thinking like,
Fight.
okay,
You gotta fight. You got
it's
a
be a
fight
little more
on you.
challenge. You know, she take time on herself, so she ain't gonna let just anybody in there. You know,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
I think that's what most men look at, and that's why you probably see more women I mean, more dudes with a woman with weave, or get a woman with another culture, or something like that. But it's not. I believe more than anything, nothing more beautiful than a woman with her natural hair. When the man ready to settle down, what I'm saying, you
You gonna
hardly
see
see
all
them.
this naturalness.
Exactly. So I mean, that's why I try to promote that myself. Just dude, I mean, that's beauty. You know what I'm saying? That is the standard of beauty, natural hair. But so I do want to push back on that a little bit because I feel like when you don't take that as that's what we prefer. Like people say, well, the hoes winning. The hoes ain't winning. They get more attention. Ain't nobody marrying that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
Right.
nobody
Right.
really completely happy with that. I don't believe.
Right.
And so I think that's the only point I tried to make on that.
I mean,
But
well,
what you think about it?
you are absolutely right. A man that is at okay, so we'll go to the younger generation. And I also believe it goes back to core values too.
No doubt.
Men that are raised with self respect
Mm-hmm.
would probably more so gravitate to that woman of her natural state.
Right.
Men that have grown up in the streets or known the hood life or and I'm not saying it's a bad life. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
But
Right.
because that they know that the money, the cars, the clothes, all that fast life stuff, she's a hot shot. Either way it goes. But that fast life, you're not gonna choose a woman who has more respect for herself. You just not, because at the end of the day, or she may be the one that you keep on the side until you're ready to settle down because she's the one.
Thank you.
Um, or but right off the jump because man I know I'm trying to get myself I'm just trying to go and, no, we will not be that first go-to.
Thank
um for that man that is in his in between phase, he gonna play with us for a little while. He gonna probably text and hey how you doing this thing. He gonna be sweet because he know I gotta work. I gotta have a method to this one. You know, her. I ain't gotta have a method to her because I already know what she's about. You know, you're not gonna see no stripper on the pole in her natural state of hair. 9 times out of 10, if she got some afro, it's a wig. I guarantee you that. You know,
I got challenged
that's
one
just.
time.
Go
And
ahead.
anybody watching this that don't know about personal life, I don't tell my personal life a lot. But I've been to strip club a couple times in my life. And the one time I went, this is a major story. I might have to cry. Hold on.
Oh.
No, I'm just playing. So I was there, and the stripper came out with her natural hair.
Oh,
And
really?
I was like, oh my God. And I'll tell you, she's the most beautiful stripper in the building. Let me tell you what happened. First of all, she was skillful, but cause the way the strip club was made, it had a main stage, then it had four different mini stages where they
Okay.
go after they dance on the main stage.
Right.
She got on that main stage. I'm telling you, she took over the whole building.
I bet she
Every
did.
I'm talking about every man went to that stage.
Probably even women too.
The women too. I'm telling you, I was with a lady that night. That's the only reason I went. I personally don't like strip clubs. This lady wanted to go. So we went. She went up to the stage, gave money, and then remember I said she got four different mini stages. Every station she went to, she got all the attention. At least 10 people at the stage, to the point where every other stripper had to go on rotation, keep going back up there. I ain't see her up there for the rest of the night. They let you know how much money she
She
made.
made her money for the night. And
Yeah,
you know what? That was probably her goal. I'm going as myself. I'm going to get
yeah.
my money and I'm going on about my business. And
I call her, I
I
call
don't
I call her a champion. Let's go ahead.
I don't badger strippers. You know, I don't talk down on strippers, nothing like that. You know, I had my phase where I went to strip clubs. You know, I don't talk down on them or nothing. You know, you do what you do. You got to get your
Right.
money however you choose to get your money. But she had a goal in mind. You know, I do believe that there are actually some strippers out there who are genuine and not just about this nightlife. You know, there
Okay.
actually are some out there that I got to make this money. I got kids to feed. I got this to do when I'm, and until they come out of that lifestyle, is when they truly value. But okay, so that I take that I put her in this example, and this is not a bad example. I put her in this example that she had God's light on her. You know,
Mm,
she had to really, and it probably took some things, but I could probably guarantee you 9 times out of 10 she was like, Lord, let me go and make my money and handle my business. She came
yeah,
out in the state of who she was. She didn't come out trying to imitate somebody else, because I've been to the strip club before and I seen a girl out there grinding, trying to really just make her money, and I had to go tip her like she's doing she on her business,
hey,
and you know who's genuine and who's
right.
in here to just give me a baller, like you can really 9 times out of 10 spot those women, and so I believe that she was one of those. I'm going to handle my business. I'm going to go be me and get my money and I'm going to go. And
Yeah,
big ups to her because at the end of the day,
yeah,
that takes skill, that takes self respect, that takes humility, that takes integrity to get
yep,
out there and be who you are without putting on a facade just to
mhm,
make some money. So
yep.
I truly, I look, she a champion in my book too,
Champion.
hands down.
I'll never forget her in my life.
Didn't say that one experience was all you needed, right?
man, man, she killed it. I mean, she made so much money, but you can tell she probably got, like you said, a career in mind. I got set time. I'm doing this. I mean, most of them girls is out there, playing around, and they only stripping to pay for their lifestyle. They
Right,
out there
right,
buying red bottoms and get broke, have to come right back and strip some more. She probably got a
right,
house, got 401k, probably got all kinds of stuff going on where
right.
she,
It's the discipline,
end
a
goals in mind,
discipline.
all that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a discipline.
you're right. So I got one final question for you. I got a particular stance on this. I'll let you go first. What is the keynote reason that you believe that we still have women that are not natural? What's the keynote reason that you believe that majority of women out there, of course, it's different reasons, but majority of women, why do you believe still women wear weave? especially front laces. I mean, what do you really, what is your key reason if you could get into their mind? What would you say?
Convenience.
One more time.
Convenience.
Convenience. I got you. Yeah.
It is convenient for me to throw this wig on. It is convenient for me to, get up and go. This natural stuff, you got to be in the mirror with. It takes time and it don't take no 5, 10 minutes. Like you want it to be right, you want it to look right. You got to put in time, work, and effort. And it is some arm strength to get through this natural stuff. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, convenience. It is convenient for me to get up and go. It's convenient for me to throw my wig on. It is convenient for me to,
Yeah.
it's convenient. That would be my key point in why women still choose not to go the natural way. Girl, I ain't got time to be in the mirror that long. I ain't got time, like I ain't got time because for me, I
Yeah.
kid you not, I was always a ponytail girl. You see, I got a ponytail now. I was
Yeah.
always a ponytail girl. Like throw this in the ponytail, and just go. You know, um, but the perm, keep your hair ponytail too long, it's gonna break off. This
Yeah.
natural stuff, I can throw a ponytail, I'm good. But like just the convenience. It is work. If you got your hair permed and it's straight, you could brush it a couple times, comb it, and throw it back, and you good.
Good.
But yeah, I would say it's become so convenient nowadays for me to just throw this on, throw a bonnet over it, take the bonnet off, and go on, toss my hair a
Ooh,
couple
not the
times.
bunny, not the bunny, not the bunny.
But yes, like basically at the end of the day, convenience. My key point would be convenience.
And
Yeah.
I agree with you. This is basically we saying the same thing, but I just say a little bit meaner. It's laziness.
That too, yes.
Laziness.
Laziness,
But
yes,
cause
yes.
I asked everybody. I was like, okay, what? Like anybody can get in contact with. Like, why is the reason? Why do you wear weave? And that's what they say. Who is just too much to do. But I hate to say it, the majority of them that say that they on Facebook all day long, or they doing something else, or you could be working on your natural hair at that time. You doing it all day long. So, but I understand it's a challenge. I understand it's hard. I'm not saying it's not, but other cultures they got a different challenge as well. They gotta wash their hair every day because
Yeah.
if they don't, it's gonna stink. We walk around. What's that baloney smell? It's them not as them not washing their hair. So everybody got different challenges, but it's all about what you see is worth it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I understand the inconvenience of it, but like I say, I ain't telling nobody what to wear, what to do. I'm just saying, just know that is beautiful. I just want to eliminate that being a reason, saying I don't like my hair because I'm just gonna tell the personal story. My sister that's under me for the longest, she didn't like her hair. She always wear weave. 'Cause she got 4C pattern and weave, wigs, and all that. So I got a situation where I was basically homeless for a little bit, and my brother-in-law helped me out for a little bit. So I was over there every day. I was there, just loving on her hair. Girl, your hair is beautiful. Just to see her natural hair. Your hair is so beautiful. So she finally said, "I'm gonna go natural." You know,
Oh.
just based on that. But she did the big chop. Oh, let me
Yeah.
let me. My brother-in-law going to watch this too. He was encouraging her too. So he
Okay.
go. I take the most credit, but he tried to take credit. Do it. So she did the big chop, and out of nowhere, she sent a text to me. I always told her my mom hate the stuff. I dated a girl in high school one year, and my mom she was natural. This before it was it was popular and all that. She was real low cut. My
I
mama
love
called
me
her.
a low cut.
I know it, but
Take
back then,
everything in my power not to cut my hair off.
but back then I guess it went in. My mama called her itty bitty her. So she'd always ask me, how itty bitty her doing? I was like, Mama, that ain't her name. So I always told my sister, say, hey, Mama don't like this natural hair. She sure don't like no low cut. So my sister randomly texts me notes. I know she's like, bro, you was right. You know, me and Mama was out and people were complimenting me because not only she cut it low, she dyed it like a light brown. It
A
was
little
real nice.
fade, little style,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was nice. And so people kept complimenting me, and Mama was like every time she would compliment, so my mama interrupted like, "Oh, wow," stuff like that. She basically saying hurt, but now I see mama for what she really is. So I mean, I told her from the beginning, but it's just to say we got to do something about it. You know, if you after watching this video and you feel like this is not beautiful, you know, natural hair is not beautiful to you, let me encourage you that it is. It's a 100% beautiful just the way you are. And I'm gonna allow you to end the video. If you can say that encouraging word as somebody who's been natural for 2 strong years, how would you? What encouraging word would you give somebody out there that is looking to go fully natural or is natural but just don't want to take the wig off? What would you say?
I mean, just embrace you. You know, it comes with loving you. Love you. Don't worry about what anybody else has to say, what they think, or what their opinions are. As long as you are comfortable within yourself and it makes you happy, embrace it. Because at the end of the day, you were designed for it. You know, that is who you are. That is your true you, and embrace who you are. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. Because like I said, I battled with it for a second, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Now you go through your stages where it's like, but embrace who you are, love it because you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that's the best advice I can give because you are made in the image of God, and He designed you to be who you are, how you are. Embrace you, love you more, be comfortable with who you are, and don't let nobody tell you different.
That's so real. That's so real. I'm trying to pull up your channel 'cause I want to make sure I say it right before we get off this thing. Because
It's
I want people to
Jazzy Jazz the Messenger.
Messenja. Now, I'll just put it in there if I edit it correctly. I'll just put it there. So, you guys go hit up Jazz. She got an intro video on now, but I know she's been spitting fire this whole video. So, I know her channel is going to blow up soon. So, I need you guys to go support her. Jazz has been a blessing talking to you. Hope we can do this
Yes, yes,
again
yes.
sometime soon. We got hundreds of topics we could talk about, and we can get more to the single motherhood. That's a great thing, and just anything you want to talk about, we can always hit back up. But
I'm excited. I'm always for the collab. I'm always for it. Yes.
no doubt. I hope you have a wonderful night, dear.
You too.
All right, take it easy.
All right. Have a good one.